All right, here we go. Big payback. I see you. I see you, my brother. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. If you, okay, Valerie, I see you. I need you locked in. No distractions, Valerie. If you listen to this message from your programming and conditioning, you won't hear it. If you listen to this message through the filters of your ego, you won't hear it. If you're listening to me through your me, which is your persona and your reputation and everything that someone has, all of these introjected beliefs and all of these things, you won't hear the message. You won't hear it. This message is the strength of this live stream today is it's for the spirit, your spiritual essence only. It's not about your me. It's not about your persona. It's not about your programming and conditioning. Set all of that aside unless you won't hear the message. Okay, let's get locked in. You don't own anything. I need you to lock into what I'm saying. You don't own anything. This is where all of the problems are coming from. You don't own anything. Not people, not experiences, not even your thoughts. Your thoughts don't come from you. They come from something outside of you. The experiences don't belong to you. People don't belong to you. What you own is what you showed up with. That's what you own. Take your mind back to that place and you'll understand what I'm saying to you. What you own in this moment is what you showed up with. And the last time I checked, you didn't show up with anything. You didn't have a single article of clothing with you when you showed up. You showed up with nothing. And everything on the opposite side of nothing, which is what you showed up with, belongs to God, not you. All of the thoughts, all of the experiences, all of the people, all of the circumstances, all of the situations, all of your problems, all of the things that you identify with because you're living out of your programming and conditioning. I'm waking your spiritual essence up today. Oh, we're going to go deep today. I'm talking to the spiritual being in you. I don't want to talk to your programming and condition. I don't have time for that. I don't want to talk to your ego. I don't have time for that. I don't want to talk to what you think you know. I don't have time for that. What I'm giving you right now is universal truth. What you own is what you showed up with. Everything on the opposite side of that belongs to God, not you. All of the people, all of the experiences, all of the circumstances, all of the situations, all of your thoughts, all of your problems, it all belongs to Him. We get to witness. You have been witnessing things your entire life. Your tragedy is your identification with a version of yourself that someone else programmed you to be. And you stop being the version of you that He created, and you start being the version of you that someone else told you to be. And when you became that version of you, you started to identify with your me, with your ego, with your persona, with all of these things. What you are is the witness to the one that was wounded, but you are not the one that was wounded. You are only the witness to that. What you own is what you showed up with. That's what you own. Everything. I didn't say some things. I didn't say a few things. I said everything belongs to God. All of it. All of it. There's not a single thing that you can point to in this moment that doesn't belong to him. All of it belongs to him, including your reflection. All of it belongs to him. Again, everything belongs to God, and due to a lack of self-awareness, you have convinced yourself that things belong to you. And as a result of you convincing yourself that things belong to you, this is where all of your suffering is coming from. All of it. Again, due to a lack of self-awareness, you have convinced yourself that things belong to you, which is responsible for 99% of your suffering in this moment. I said 99%. The thought alone that things belong to you is blasphemous. And you have convinced yourself that things belong to you because you've been operating out of lower mind. Higher mind understands this. Higher mind is your spiritual essence. Higher mind is your I. Lower mind is your me. Your me is your ego. It's your persona. It's your reputation. It's the mask that you wear. It's how you present yourself to the world. That's all lower mind. Only lower mind identifies with things and thinks that everything belongs to it. That's why self-awareness is so important, because you make the transition from lower mind to higher mind to where you understand that every single thing belongs to him. You get to witness things. You get to experience things. And as you're witnessing and experiencing things, it's unlocking different versions of you. Let me give it to you in a way, and I know you don't miss it. Let's say you have a best friend. And you go to your best friend's house for the very first time. And they live in this beautiful home. They've got a swimming pool in the backyard. There's pets running around. You know, they have 3 or 4 children. Their significant other is there. They're having a barbecue. There's all of these people there at the barbecue. They invited you. You're their best friend. When you walk in that person's house, you're not going to be telling people what to do. You're not going to be telling people where to sit. You're not going to pick up the remote to the TV and start turning it. You're not going to just walk in the refrigerator and open it and start taking things out. You're going to be so humble in that moment. So humble in that moment. You're going to be happy that you're just there. You're not going to go in the back and start hanging out with their significant other. You're not going to start walking into all of the rooms thinking that you own everything. You will not do that in that moment. In that moment, you're just going to relax and be happy that you are there. And they may bring you a plate of food in that moment, and they may bring you some drink in that moment. You don't own the glass. You don't own the plate. These are all experiences that you get to have in that moment. Okay, freeze that thought. You're in God's house right now. You're in his kingdom right now. We don't get to abuse the people that he invited. We don't get to disrespect the people that he invited. We don't get to hurt those people and rule over them and tell them what they can do and what they can't do and want them to walk, act, talk, and think as you want them to do. The same way that you wouldn't do that if you were to go to your best friend's house. Stop doing that in reality, because that's exactly what you're doing. The same way when you walk in that friend's house, you don't own anything in there, and you don't own anything here. Everything is a loan to you. He's loaning things to you. He's giving things to you so that you can experience more of what he is, because you are a direct descendant of him. You are the human manifestation of him. So you get to experience his creations, but not rule over them, not manipulate them, not weaponize them and make people walk, talk, act, and think the way that you want them to. That's not how it goes. But to lower mind, that's how it goes. Who caught that metaphor? And don't hang on to the metaphor too tight, because if you do, you miss the point. Are we going to go deep? We can ready to go deep. See, sometimes in life, sometimes you don't need to be told things. You just need to be reminded. God sent me here today with this message to remind you, not to tell you anything, because you already know. Spiritually, this shit makes sense to you. To your ego mind, it doesn't make sense. To your programming and conditioning, it won't make sense. To your persona and who you sell yourself as to the world, it won't make sense. But to the spiritual essence in you, it should all make sense. Again, everything. I didn't say some things. What you own is what you showed up with specifically. Think about a brand new baby coming into the world. What did the baby show up with? The baby didn't show up with anything. So anything that baby, whether that baby gets a family, whether that baby gets clothing, whether that baby gets an education, whether that baby gets toys, whether that baby gets love, whether that baby gets fill in the blank, it all belongs to God. The baby showed up with nothing. And everything that baby gets an opportunity to have access to is a gift and a blessing, period. Even the problems are a blessing. Even the suffering is a blessing. Everything is a blessing, because without it, you can't be who you are in this moment. But somebody programmed you to categorize things. So you don't know how to look at things. You just place labels on things because you haven't gotten tapped into your spiritual essence as of yet. All of that's going to change. Again, due to a lack of self-awareness, you have convinced yourself that things belong to you, which is responsible for 99% of your suffering. 99%. 99. The arrogance that most of us walk around with, thinking that we got hurt. The arrogance that most of us walk around with, thinking that we get to hurt, abuse, rule over, or disrespect his creations. Just imagine, just the arrogance of that. Do you know how arrogant you would have to be? Do you know how arrogant you would have to be to go to your best friend's house for the very first time and to walk in that house, very first time you just showed up. You haven't even been in the house for 5 minutes. You're disrespecting people. You're abusing people, hurting people, manipulating people, telling people what to do. But that's what we do. That's what we're doing in reality. That's what you're doing in God's home. Same thing. Again, the arrogance that most of us walk around with, thinking that we get to hurt, abuse, rule over, and disrespect his creations. God has loaned you certain things like people, events, your thoughts, etc. These are all things that have been given to you. These are all things that were loaned to you. These were all things that help you to unlock and to unleash what you are at your spiritual essence. Because without these things, you couldn't become unlocked. So you need all of them. You need the suffering, you need the problems, you need the stress, you need the pressure, you need the beautiful moments, you need it all. But all of these things, one more time, aren't coming from you. There's something that have been given to you. Why have they been given to me, coach? So that you can become more enlightened. How else do you think you're going to become more enlightened if you don't have all of these things going on? All of the beautiful moments won't bring you to enlightenment. It takes a combination of the beautiful moments coupled with your suffering, coupled with the problems, coupled with what you fear. It's a perfect cocktail that brings your spiritual essence out. That part right there, you have to experience. Not just the beautiful things, you've got to experience it all. Because your gift is in perfect alignment with what irritates you in this world. I wonder if who caught that. I wonder who caught that. I said, your gift is in perfect alignment with what irritates you in this world. And so you're going to walk through life having certain experiences, but there will be certain experiences that you have that really bother you. And the reason why those experiences bother you, because they're in direct alignment with why God created you specifically. Whatever bothers you or irks you the most, your gift is attached to that. Maybe you may be walking, for example, you may be walking down the street, you see some child being abused. And that just, your spirit just erupts in that moment. But maybe in that moment, there's nothing you could do. That is because that thing bothered you. It bothered you more than anything else. Your gift is connected to that. Or maybe you might see some commercial, right, of some kid way over in some other country and it's hungry. It doesn't have water. It doesn't have the proper resources or whatever case may be. And that bothered you. You lost sleep behind that. Someone else may have seen that same thing. And it not bothered them as much, but it did something to you. So maybe you started some group or you started some organization or you started something or some fund or some GoFundMe and you started doing something. You started taking action. Why? Because that's part of your gift and your purpose. Whatever irks you or bothers you the most, your gift, your spiritual gift is in alignment with that. In other words, you were created to solve that particular problem. What bothered me the most is seeing people not being awakened, seeing people walking around being asleep. That's my purpose, my passion, and my mission is to wake people up. I do this better than I do anything else. I do it almost as well as I can breathe. It's second nature to me. Someone else may walk up and not have that because their gift is something else. It doesn't make me better. It doesn't make them worse. Does that make sense? So one more time, God has loaned you certain things like people, events, your thoughts, etc., so that you may become more enlightened. Okay. But you lost sight of that, which is why you suffer, because we begin to feel entitled. Entitlement is a thinking error. Entitlement is a thinking error. You started to feel entitled. It's a thinking error. All of the entitlement. Again, what you own, one more time, is what you showed up with. Everything else is a gift. And anything that you mismanage in life, you will lose. You lose what you mismanage, even when you mismanage yourself. The easiest thing to lose is you. God is testing you. I need you to catch this. I'm not asking you to change. I'm not asking you to set anything down. I'm not asking you to move different, think different, none of that. I'm just asking you to listen with your spiritual mind right now. That's it. God is testing you right now. Some of you guys better catch this. He's testing you, and everything down to your parents, your children, your family, and your friends are all gifts, but they all belong to him. And he's testing you with these things to see, where does your love and loyalty lie? That's the part I need you to catch. He's testing you to see, where does your love and loyalty lie? How did you make the thing that I created, that I gave you as a gift, more important to you than I am to you? How did you allow this thing that you didn't show up with, that I placed in your life, that I created, that I gave you access so that you could have the experience of being the parent, have the experience of being the lover, have the experience of being the friend, have the experience of being the fill in the blank? I gave you the experiences and I created the people for you to have the experience with, and you lost sight of me. You started focusing on them. So much so that you totally lost sight of me. Without me, there is no children. Without me, there is no significant other. Without me, there is no friends. Without me, you don't have that home. Without me, you don't even have you. How am I not priority number one? What do you mean I share the pedestal in your mind? With your family, with your friends, with your money, with your status, with your reputation, when I gave you all of that? How did I get on the same pedestal? Why am I sharing a pedestal with something else? Because if you remove me from the equation, everything is gone. You have nothing to love. You have nothing to adore. You have nothing to attach yourself to. You have nothing to cling to. You have nothing to worship. You have nothing without me. And you forgot about me? Okay. God is testing you. He's checking the perimeter fence of your loyalty. He's checking the perimeter fence of how much you love him. He's checking the perimeter fences to see what you place above him. He's checking the perimeter fences to see if you're going to allow this thing that he gave you access to. One more time, what you show up with? What did you show up with? I'm going to keep taking you back there. What did you show up with? So everything on the opposite side of nothing, which is what you showed up with, is some gift from him, somehow, some way. It's an extension of him that he gave you access to. How did the extension become more important than the creator? No, I just want to know. How did the gift become more important than the gift giver? Help me understand. Help me understand. How did the gift become more important to you than the gift giver? I just want to know. Help me do the spiritual math on that. Come on, Cookie, we got to tell him. Help me do the spiritual math on that. Just help me do the spiritual math. This is why self-awareness is so important. This is why I wake up every single day and I bring this, because look at all of the destruction, all of the entitlement, all of the people that feel so entitled. I can rule over this person. I want this person to walk like I want them to. I want this person to talk like I want them to. I want this person to do this and this person to do that. Just look at our world. Just look at it. One more time. He's testing you with these things to see where your love and loyalty lies. Are you putting your loved ones before your relationship with God? It's a simple yes or no. It's a simple yes or no. It's not a math problem. You don't have to think hard about it. Are you putting your worldly possessions above your relationship with God? It's a simple yes or no. It's a simple yes or no. It's not a math problem. Are you putting your relationship with your children and your significant other above your relationship with him? It's a simple yes or no. One more time. All of these things were gifts to you. Experiences that you get to have as the spiritual being in you. So are you more loyal and loving to God, or are you more loyal and loving to your family and friends? Because without him, you don't even have access to those things. He gave you access to his creations so that you could grow, evolve, and become more of what he created you to be. But we become so blind, right, that we make these things more important to us than our relationship with him is. In other words, you invest more time and energy with these things than you do with him. Without God, you wouldn't have your children. Without God, you wouldn't have your significant other that you so deeply love. And you have made the mistake of placing these things on some pedestal in your mind and in your heart, and which is the same pedestal that you have him on. Without him, there would be no them. Without him, there would be no them. Without him, there would be no them. This is alignment. This is spiritual alignment. This is universal truth. Without him, there is no anything else. So how is he ever on some back burner? Let me tell you what's happening for a lot of people that don't know. This is next level awareness here. Let me tell you what's happening for most people that just, you're maybe still asleep in this moment, or maybe you're still operating out of your programming and conditioning. Let me tell you what's happening. First, you suffer. And if you're lucky, God will allow you to awaken. It's the suffering that brings you to the awakening. I need you to catch it. I need you to catch it. I need you to catch it. Without the suffering, there is no awakening. Without the suffering, there is no awakening. Without the suffering, there is no awakening. Without the suffering, you don't awaken. Trips to Disneyland won't bring you to spiritual awareness. Trips to the Grand Canyon won't bring you to spiritual awareness. Cookouts in the backyard with your friends, family, and kids will not bring you to self-awareness. Trips to your favorite place, the beach or whatever the case may be, will not awaken the spiritual being in you. Suffering wakes up that version of you. Let's walk here. Let's walk. Because some of you guys may get it right now. You may be that far along in your awareness where you get it. Watch this. Your tragedy is your identification with your me. That's your tragedy. Not the event or the situation that happened, just your identification with your me. What's my me, coach? Your physical body, your programming and conditioning, your persona, your reputation, the mask that you wear, what you identify with. That's your me. Catch this now. Catch this. The suffering happened to your me. The tragic situation, whatever that was, whatever that thing was, that worst thing that ever happened in your life, whatever that thing was, it happened to your me, not to your I. You are identifying in this moment with the wound. That's what you're identifying with. You're identifying with that version of yourself that experienced the wound, but that happened to your me. Who you are was the witness to the one that was wounded. That's what wakes you up. What wakes you up is what you witnessed. But you don't identify with the one or with that version of you that went through that. No, you are the witness to what happened in that moment. You are the witness to the experience, and that will light a fire in you so powerful that it will cause that spiritual being in you to erupt. And then you become the answer. You become the medicine. You become the solution. You become the blessing for all of the people. That's what I am to you right now. I used to be the one that was wounded. I transformed into the witness of the one that was wounded because I, the spiritual being in me, the version of me that God created, was never hurt in that moment. I just witnessed what happened to my physical body, but I am not my physical body. But I witnessed it. My spiritual essence witnessed what happened. And come on. I need you guys to get this. We're close. I need you to get this. That's what wakes you up. That's what wakes you up. We talk about this all the time. When you think about a car and you're inside of your car and someone walks up while you're inside of your car, and maybe they start throwing rocks at your car. They're throwing eggs at your car. They're damaging the car, not the occupant inside of the car. You witnessed the damage. And if you are identifying with the car, even though you don't have the ability to be the car, you're identifying with the car. As long as you identify with that car, you're going to become upset. You're going to become enraged. You're going to become all of these things. It's because of your identification with that thing in that moment. What I need you to understand is that you're the occupant inside of the car, the one that witnessed the damage. You witnessed it. And as you witnessed it, it lit a fire in you. You became unlocked. You became unleashed. Why did I do that, coach? Why did I become unlocked and unleashed? Let me tell you why. There's going to be peace all over this planet. There's going to be unconditional love all over this planet. There's going to be bliss and nirvana all over this planet. Everything is cycling through. And as you wake up, As the spiritual being in you wakes up, you start becoming a part of the solution. This person wakes up. This person wakes up. This person wakes up. This person wakes up. There's a spiritual awakening happening globally. You didn't, again, what happened, the one that witnessed the wound is not who you are. I mean, you witnessed the wound. You're not the one that was wounded. What was wounded was your physical body, not you. And what's going to happen is that now you become the solution, you become the medicine, you become the answer. And any person that you see going through that, you become a blessing for that person in that moment. And eventually, at some point in time, stop. Look at what happened historically. Look at how we've been evolving. Historically speaking, everything is just getting a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And now there are more people that are more spiritually awakened and spiritually aligned than ever before in history. You're just a part of all of that right now. So once you stop identifying with your me and you start identifying with your I, you detach yourself in that moment from that experience. You're identifying with the experience, which is what's hurting you. What's hurting you is your identification with it. Not the experience itself, just your identification with that particular experience. Does that make sense? Why is that important? Because whatever it is you identify with, you back with emotion. That's why it's important. So it's going to hurt you no matter what you identify with. If you say, I am a this, or I am a that, or you think you're your physical body, or whatever the case may be, you're identifying with that. And when you identify with that, you back that with emotion. So anytime that something hurts that, even though that's not what you are, it's what's happening when you're operating out of lower minds. You're operating out of lower minds. So you're identifying with your physical body. So you're saying, this person hurt me. That person hurt me. This person touched me. No, you're the one that witnessed that. And you're the spiritual essence, the spiritual being, the source energy inside of you that witnessed all of that. And what you're going to do is turn your pain into power. Why? Because you get the opportunity to become the solution. You get an opportunity to become the answer like I am. I turn my pain into power. Now my pain no longer has the ability to affect me. I'm just the blessing now. I'm just the answer or the solution now for every single person that may have encountered a situation similar to mine. That's what you become. That's what we're all becoming. Everyone is going to have an opportunity to just become a walking, talking answer to someone else's situation, someone else's problems, and other people will be that for you as well. That's what's happening, whether you realize it or not. And when you get tapped into self-awareness, you will understand that. Who caught that? That part right there, you witnessed it all. It was never you. What's hurting you more than the situation is your identification with your physical body. What's hurting you more than the situation is your identification with your me. That's what's doing this. Listen, God is not punishing you. The universe is not punishing you. The situation is not punishing you. The situation was a gift to you. And the situation was a gift to you because it was the only thing that you could go through in that moment that would wake up the spiritual being in you. Why? Because the spiritual being in you doesn't like to see things get hurt. It doesn't like to see things get disrespected. It doesn't like to see things get abused because it's God in human form. It doesn't like to see any suffering whatsoever. So God utilized that situation to wake you up, but you're identifying with the one that experienced the situation versus your identification with the one that witnessed the situation. You're the one that witnessed it, not the one that experienced it. Your physical body experienced it. You witnessed it. It didn't happen to you. That's what I need you to understand. It never happened to you, but you're saying it happened to me. What's hurting you is the identification that you have with that experience. You're identifying yourself as though you are the one that experienced that. That's the tragedy. The tragedy is not what happened. The tragedy is what you're identifying with right now, period. That's doing more damage to you than the situation ever could. So let me tell you, let me go back to what I was saying. Let me go back to what I was saying. So let me go back to what I was saying. So first, you suffer. It's imperative. You need it. You need it. In order for you to wake up, you need it. There's no other way for you to wake up. So first, you suffer. And if you're lucky, God will allow you to awaken. Why? Because people that have the opportunity or the ability to achieve enlightenment or spiritual awakening or awareness are all chosen ones. They are people that God handpicked and selected, because it's about what's in your heart. It's not about some level of education. It's not about how much information you consume. It's not about how many books you've read. If you think that's how you get there, you are wrong. He allows you to wake up. He's the only one that will allow you to wake up. When he taps you on that shoulder and say, action, he doesn't care about the mistakes. He doesn't care about your failures. He doesn't care about how many relationships you were in. He doesn't care about all of the things that you've done in the darkness. What he cares about is your heart. He can see your heart. And when your heart is right, he understands that once he wakes you up, it's game over with respect to you being able, because you live out of your heart. Who you really are is who you are in your heart, not who you are in your mind, not the version of you that's standing behind your education, not the version of you that's standing behind all of your degrees and certifications. He's focused on what's in your heart. Those are the people that will be awakened, the people that have the purest hearts. You just have a good heart. You're kind, you're compassionate, you're loving. Things bother you when you see something wrong in the world, whether that's someone hungry or someone's thirsty or someone's suffering in that moment, or someone doesn't have, you might lose sleep behind that. It bothers you in that moment. It's over what's happening to you personally. That's what he's paying attention to. Not when you go to some charitable event and you write some check and you stand in front of the cameras and you parade around like you've done something amazing in that moment. That's not how you become spiritually awakened. He doesn't care about that. He knows that you're putting on in that moment. What he's focused on is, who are you when no one else is around? Who do you become when there's no one else watching you? What do you do when you see that homeless person and they don't have? What do you do when you see that single mother? What do you do when you see that child being abused? What did you do when I showed you that commercial? Yeah, I showed you the commercial. The commercial didn't just pop on. I showed you the commercial. What did you do when you saw those people on the other side of the country and they were hungry, they were thirsty? What did you do? What do you do when you walk in that Walgreens or the supermarket and they ask you, do you want to level up? Do you want to round this up? It may only be a few cents. I was standing in line behind a lady. True story. I'm standing in line behind a lady at the supermarket. And the guy asked her, she was rich. I'm talking about, she had a Louis bag on that I know for sure cost at least $7,500. We're at a supermarket. The gentleman at the counter asked her, would you like to round up? And anytime that they're doing the roundup thing, it's because they're collecting money from some charity. Now, there was a thing right there. He pointed to her. There were some kids on the cover of the brochure. He said, would you like to round up? She said, no. That bothered my whole spirit. That bothered my whole spirit. I'm still talking about it now, and that happened months ago. That bothered my entire spirit. You're walking around here with a $7,500 bag. The man asked you, did you want to round up? It may have been a couple of dollars that you would have had to round up to. And you said no. As you clutched that Louis bag and walked outside and jumped in your Mercedes Benz, I just looked at her. I was trying to look through her. That's what I'm talking about. She will never be awakened. It bothered my entire spirit. My spirit was on fire in that moment. My spirit was on fire. That's what I'm saying. Let me say this again. First, you suffer. And then if you're lucky, God will allow you to awaken. He is not responsible for your suffering. I need you guys to understand that. He is not responsible for why you suffer. It has nothing to do with him. It's not some punishment for him. It has nothing to do with him. What's responsible for your suffering is your identification with your me. That is directly responsible. That's the number one reason why you suffer. It's what you're identifying with. You haven't tapped into self-awareness yet, so you think that the suffering is happening. You think you are identifying with your physical body. That's it. It's no different than your car. Your car is just your means of transportation. It's what's designed to get you from point A to point B. You're the occupant inside of the car. You're not the car. So if you walk around saying, Coach, I am a Rolls Royce, I'm gonna look at you like you lost your mind. Coach, I am a Ferrari, I'm gonna look at you like you lost your mind. Or I am a Honda Accord. Same thing applies. It's what you're identifying with. You're not the car. You're the occupant inside of the car. And your physical body is no different. You're the occupant inside of the physical body. Your physical body is just your car. That's it. Whatever it is that happened to you, happened to your physical body. It happened to your car, not to you. But if you continue to identify yourself with the car, you're going to continue to suffer. Can I tell you this? Your pain is not a punishment. It's a summons. Your pain is not a punishment. It's a call. It's the call for you to wake up. It's his way of waking you up, because whatever the gift is in you, and I don't know what that is, whatever your purpose is in life, and I don't know what that is, but what I do know is that pain is not a punishment. It's a summons. He's saying it's time. But because you've been programmed and conditioned to listen to other people, it's what you're identifying with. It's how you're categorizing that. Other people are telling you, oh, this is bad, and this is this, and this is that, and all of these things. And so you're identifying with all of these different things, which is producing all of your suffering, because you're talking to people that don't know who they are, what they are. They're not spiritually awakened. They went and collected or gathered some information from some university that somebody deposited in their mind, and they're acting out of that, and then they're diagnosing you. Your suffering, your pain is the best thing that ever happened to you. Your problem is your identification with your me. That's your problem. It's the only problem you have. You don't have any other problems. You don't have any other problems. You're identifying with something that you are not. That's the problem. And that's going to hurt you no matter what you do. Again, your pain is not a punishment. It's a summons, right? It's a knock on the door of your heart and your soul telling you that it's time to wake up. You've been fighting it this entire time because you didn't know, due to a lack of self-awareness. You didn't know. You've been fighting it the entire time. Never realizing this is your wake up call. This is your conference call. This means it's time to take action. Because suffering is designed to shake the foundation of who you think you are. I wonder who caught that. I wonder who caught that. I wonder who caught that. Suffering is designed to shake the foundation of who you think you are. It's designed to shake the foundation of everything that the world has told you to be. It's designed to shake the foundation of your programming and conditioning. It's your summons, not some punishment. I wouldn't even be here without the suffering that I went through. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in this moment. I wouldn't be able to teach. I wouldn't be awakened right now. I wouldn't be able to share all of this with you guys. I just wouldn't. I may be somewhere else doing something else, but I wouldn't be here. One more time, suffering is designed to shake the foundation of who you think you are. So that you may discover who God created you to be. Whoo! Make the connection. Just make the connection. Go ahead, make the connection. Make the connection, because we walk around. We're living out of our me. We're living out of our ego. We're living out of our persona. We're living out of this reputation. We're living out of our mask and our man-made identities and all of these other things like that. You're walking around and all of those things like that. And God said, hold on, freeze. Freeze. Let me remind you of who you are. Boom, the suffering happens. When that suffering happens, it shakes the foundation of who you are. Shakes the foundation of who you are in that moment, but it's a gift to you in that moment, but you don't realize it. And you don't realize it because you're identifying with the me. You're identifying with your physical body. Then this is what happens. Boom. Come on. Right here. Then this is what happens. That suffering was so severe that it shook the foundation of who you thought you were. And let me tell you what you ended up doing. You went and bought some book, or you met some person and they handed you something, or they gave you something, or you were scrolling on TikTok or whatever the case may be. And you ran across me, or you ran across some other coach, or you ran across some person. And that person had some information that hit your spirit because your spirit was wide open at that point in time, because the suffering cracked the shell of your me. It cracked the shell of your ego. It cracked the shell of your persona, because all of that was fake. That's what the spiritual being in you was encased in. So the suffering cracked that shell. And when it cracked that shell, it brought you right here. Because had that shell not been cracked, you would have never heard me. Had the shell not been cracked, had that suffering not happened to you, you wouldn't even be here right now. You would have never read my book. You wouldn't be in the Mindset Masters community. You wouldn't be any of that. But the suffering was so severe that it made you start looking for a solution. It made you want to look for an answer. It made you want to look for some cure. So you went on a journey. But you didn't know you were going on a journey in that moment. You didn't know that the first step you took in that moment was the step that God created for you. It was all by his design. He sent the experience into your life to shake the foundation of who you thought you were, so that you could emerge and become everything that he created you to be. The only thing that is hurting you in this moment, again, is your identification with something that you're not. You're identifying with your physical body. You're identifying with your me. You're identifying with your ego and your persona and all of those things. I get all of that. You've never been hurt a day in your life. Baddest thing walking is you. Now that shell has been cracked. The shell, when I say the shell, I'm talking about your me, your persona, your reputation, your ego. The suffering cracked the shell. Think about like an egg. Right? You hold that egg in your hand, you take something, a spoon or a butter knife or whatever, and you cracking the shell, peeling everything off of it. That's what happened. You got peeled. The suffering was the peeling, so that the spiritual being in you could wake up. Because had I tried to talk to the version of you that was encased in the egg, I would have never reached you. You would have never heard me, because the suffering is what opened your ears so that you could hear. Before then, there was too much ego involved, too much pride involved, too much I think I know and my way is the right way, and programming and conditioning involved. You would have never heard me. My mentors and my spiritual teachers, they couldn't have talked to me 20 years ago. They couldn't have talked to me. I wouldn't have listened, because I thought I knew everything. I'm running around living out of my programming and conditioning and who I thought I was and all of these other things like that. I got cracked. That suffering cracked me and it sat me down. For the first time in my life, I sat down. Someone could reach me. And when I say reach me, I don't mean physically reach me. I mean, reach me spiritually, reach me emotionally, reach me psychologically. I could be reached. That's what the suffering is doing. It's making people be able to reach you. Crack the shell on the egg that is you. You quit identifying with the suffering. It's a summons, not some sentence. You got peeled. That's what the suffering did. It started to crack the shell that the spiritual being in you was encased in. No different than a walnut. You got to crack that bad boy a few times to get to what's on the real inside. You don't eat the shell. No, you got to crack the shell. When you crack the shell, you get to the nut. Same thing. Your ego and your persona and your reputation and your me and all of these things is like the shell that's around you. The suffering crumbs. It's like the hammer. It cracks that bad boy. And when it cracks that bad boy, the real you gets to emerge. But no one can talk to you to the walnut while it's in, you can't reach the nut when it's encased in all of that hard casing. No one could talk to you at that time. Does that make sense? I'm telling you how it happens. Again, the suffering is designed to shake the foundation of who you think you are. That's it. So that you may discover who God created you to be. Without the suffering, I never get to discover that. The suffering is a gift to me. It's my summons. It's God letting me know I'm ready for you now. It's time now. It's time to insert your gift. It's time to insert your purpose. It's time to insert your passion. It's time to insert whatever it is that he deposited in you. The world is ready for that thing right now. It's time. The suffering was just the thing that cracked the shell that you were encased in so that you could come and get the spiritual awakening, so that someone could reach you, so that you could read certain books and follow certain people and start studying. And now you're on a journey all by yourself. No one has to motivate you. They don't have to inspire you. They don't have to pump you up. You do it all on your own. Why? Because the shell got cracked. That's what the suffering did. It's a gift to you, but you're in it, but you're looking at it through the wrong filter. So you're using it to punish yourself. You're punishing yourself with the suffering. You're saying this happened and that happened and this happened and this shouldn't be. You have an attachment to what you think should be. That's what's hurting you. Your attachment to what you think should have happened. And this shouldn't have happened to me, coach. That shouldn't have happened. No. You're operating out of lower mind right now. That part right there, the suffering is just training. Again, it didn't happen to you. Now you can keep walking through life saying, no, it happened to me. That's all lower mind. And I'll let you do that. I won't get in the way because maybe you're not awakened yet to fully understand what I'm saying. But at some point in time, you'll understand. You say, damn, coach was right. I was identifying with something. What was hurting me was my identification with my physical body. That's what was hurting me, not the occupants inside of the physical body. You kept identifying with the car. That's what's hurting you more than the experience. Your past was a gift. It's time for you to wake up. Your suffering was a gift. It's time for you to wake up. Every single negative experience that you have had leading up to this moment was a gift to you. It's time for you to wake up. You're identifying with something that you are not. That is your tragedy. That's where your suffering is coming from. Period. And God is not doing that to you. Reality is not doing it to you. Your significant other, the haters on social media, no one is doing that to you except for you. So don't start pointing the finger and blaming anyone. Point the finger at yourself. It's all coming from you. It's coming from the way that you're using your mind in this moment. It's coming from certain thoughts that you choose to entertain in this moment. That's what's hurting you more than anything else, is the thoughts that you are choosing to entertain, because they are keeping you disconnected from your spiritual essence. And maybe you just need to wake up a little bit more before you fully understand what I'm saying. But you are keeping yourself disconnected. Thank you so much, you guys, for the gifts. Hang on, you guys. Let me do a quick heat check. Quick heat check. Who's fully following what I'm saying? Quick heat check. Just a heat check. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Presley, thank you so much, Sir Presley. I seen one I'm not. Okay. Okay, D. D, I know you rocking and rolling. Okay. That's okay, Kay. That's okay, Kay. I would encourage you, Kay, if you're not in my Mindset Masters community, I would strongly encourage you, if you do nothing else, to sign up for the free 7-day trial today, because this is the kind of stuff that all of what I'm talking about right now is already posted inside of my community. This is the kind of things that people inside of the Mindset Masters community have access to. All of this is already posted inside of the community right now. I'm just doing it live, right? Because it's important. But if you're not a part of that community, I encourage you to do that. And you just may not be there yet, with respect to self-awareness. You may not be, you may just be starting out in your journey. And so it may not make sense, right now, to you. And that's okay. That part I understand. We'll get you past that. Don't worry about it, Kate. It's not, you're fine. You're fine. That's all. Let me just say it that way. There's nothing wrong. You're fine. Let's get to 100K, you guys. Let's get to 100K. Let's get to 100K. Let me. I'm gonna keep going. You guys want me to keep going? Aquarian Goddess, I see you, mama. Okay. Silver CEO, I see you. Okay, Red. Okay. All right, we get ready to go. We're gonna go. Tammy, I see you. Look at Ellie. Look at my Ellie. Vanny, I see you. Kales, let's go. All right. Hey, Tom, my brother, I see you. All right, we get ready to go. If you start detaching, boom. Best skill on the planet, detachment. Number one skill on the planet, detachment. What will make you and transform you into the most powerful version of yourself? Detachment. What will make you the strongest version of you? Detachment. What will make you the most powerful version of you, right? Detachment. Detachment is everything. Acceptance is your superpower. That part I'll give you. But once you have detachment, I don't even need acceptance. Detachment walks by itself. It's like, Coach, I don't need help. I don't need assistance. Don't open the door. I need everyone to move. Detachment is like the sun. It travels with nothing. It travels with no one because it is disconnected from all things, because it understands the divine is what's creating all of this. I'm lucky to be here. I get it, Coach. If detachment could speak, that's what it would say to you. Coach, they need me, not things, me. Because when you get me as detachment, you get everything. See, the moment that you're no longer chasing things, things start chasing you. Ah, catch that. Catch that. Catch that. Watch this. If you start detaching, everything becomes fine. Not because the world changes, but because your grip on it loosens. When you start detaching, everything becomes fine. Not because the world is changing, but because your grip on the world has changed. When you change your grip, everything changes. And yet, we stand in resistance, trying to shape water with our hands, wondering why it slips through our fingers. Think about what I'm saying. Everything is a gift to you. Everything is a gift to you. And so how do you receive a gift? Like this. If I take water, I can hold water in my hands like this all day long. That water will be happy to be there if I hold my hands like this. But the moment I clench my hands and I start clinging, the water just slips through my fingers. And before I know it, I have no water at all. That's how we're all walking through life. You're clinging to things that are gifts to you. Keep your hands open at all times. When you keep your hand open, the thing that you are trying to cling to stays there. It's when you start clinging and clutching, placing expectations on people, wanting people to walk, act, talk, think as you want them to, show up as you want them to, walk a certain way, talk a certain way, behave a certain way so that you can be happy. And watch this. The audacity. The audacity. We've got people walking around, and you want this person to walk, talk, and act a certain way so that you can be happy because you have placed an expectation on this person. You want this person to move a certain way. And if this person doesn't move a certain way, you won't be happy. You won't allow yourself to experience happiness. Happiness is already what you are. Let's not get that twisted. But you will block happiness's presence in your life the moment that this person doesn't live up to the expectation that you have placed on them. And watch this now. Catch this. You upset. You're upset because how could they? How could they, coach? How could they go out and do something that was in their best interest? How could they go out and do something to me because it was something that they wanted to experience? How could they go out and do something to me because it was something that brought them joy, something that brought them love, something that brought them light in that moment, and it didn't include me? And because it didn't include me, I'm going to punish myself because society has programmed me to place psychological contracts on people, to tell people that they have to walk a certain way and talk a certain way and be loyal to me and be committed to me and not take advantage of opportunities that might benefit them, that may make them happy in that moment, that may satisfy or fulfill some need or some desire that they have in that moment. No, coach, I need them to move how I need them to move, not how they want to move, not what's in alignment with what they want, not living their life the way that they see fit. I need them to live their lives the way I see fit. And if they don't, I'll punish myself. If they don't, I'll punish myself. Do you see how foolish that sounds? But that's what we're doing. Look at how foolish that sounds. I put it that way for a reason. Look at how that sounds. But that's exactly what we're doing. Somebody programmed all of that into your mind. And so you're saying, no, you can't go and have some experience that makes you happy. No, you can't go and have some experience that brings you joy. No, you can't go because it's going to upset me. I don't want you to live your life with respect to what's in your best interest. I need you to live your life with what's in respect to my best interest. It's about my best interest. What's in my best interest. And if you should have the audacity to go out and do something that makes you happy, go out and do something that fulfills some need, go out and do something that brings you pleasure, go out and do something that brings you joy, and I'm not involved, I'll upset myself. Going back to my original point, what did you show up with? What did you show up with? The answer to that question is rhetorical. We already know you showed up with nothing, which means that every single person is a gift to you. Every single person is entitled to have their own experiences, to do what makes them happy, to do what brings them joy, to do what brings them love and peace. Somebody programmed us into believing that people have to be committed to us and loyal to us and walk like we want them to and talk like we want them to and all of those things. And when they don't, we get upset, tell this person how they should be living their life, tell this person to neglect what they want in that moment, neglect their needs in that moment, neglect what may bring them pleasure and joy in that moment because it's not in alignment with what we see fit. Just wrap your mind around that. Just wrap your mind around it. I don't ask you to do anything. Again, if you start detaching, everything becomes fine. Not because the world changes, but because your grip on it does. Detachment is not indifference, nor is it passivity. It's not a cold withdrawal from life, but an intimate participation without control. I don't want to control anything. I want to experience everything because I understand that I am the divine experiencing everything. I want to experience everything. I don't want to control these people over here and control these people over here and tell them how they should be walking, acting so that it's in alignment with what I think I need in that moment. No, I'm experiencing everything because nothing belongs to me. Nothing belongs to me. I belong to me. Nothing belongs to me. Experiences don't belong to me. People don't belong to me. My thoughts don't belong to me because your thoughts don't come from you. Your thoughts come from something outside of you. Your thinking is something that you are directly in control of, but not your thoughts. Detachment is seeing things as they are without demanding that they conform to what you want them to be. The key word there was demanding. See, watch this right here. Watch this right here. When you align spiritually with your divine essence, beautiful thing. When you align spiritually with your divine essence, and you just say to yourself, nothing belongs to me. That's a universal truth. Nothing belongs to me. I get to experience everything and anything that I want, but nothing belongs to me. No differently than me walking in some stranger's house. Nothing in there belongs to me. I'm a guest in that moment. I get to have the experiences that may take place inside of that house, but nothing in the house belongs to me. Walk through life that way. Set down all of the programming and conditioning. Nothing belongs to you. Keep your hands open. There are going to be people that come in your life. There are going to be people that leave. Oh, well. There's going to be people that love you. There's going to be people that leave you. Oh, well. There's going to be people that you gain. There's going to be some people that you lose. It's what it is. It's all the cycle of life, but you didn't lose anything because you came with nothing. How do you lose something when you showed up with nothing? You have been in a 100% pure profit situation since the day you were born. Everything has been pure profit. If you have a single pencil in your life right now, you are winning. If you have a home, you are winning. If you have clothes, you are winning. If you have problems, you are winning. If you have suffering, you are winning. Anything that you have in this moment, you are winning. You're winning. Pure profit. Your suffering is coming because of your identification with your me. That's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. Every single person in your life, we own nothing. Anything that you are allowed to have access to is a blessing. We don't treat people like the blessings that we are because we're operating out of lower mind and we feel entitled and we want people to walk, act, talk, think a certain way as we want them to. And when they don't, we start placing psychological contracts on people, wanting people to talk a certain way and behave a certain way around us and all of these things. Make me happy, make me feel fulfilled, make me excited, give me pleasure, give me joy, give me all of these things. Never realizing and understanding that everything outside of you is neutral. Everything outside of you is neutral. The meaning is coming from you. You attach meaning to this person, which means that you're unlocking a feeling that's already inside of you. The person didn't produce that. No one produces your feelings and your emotions. Only you do. And your reaction to things and the story that you tell yourself about what's happening in your reality. Everything is coming from you. You're just experiencing more of yourself, but you don't realize that when you're operating out of lower mind. You think that the person is the experience. No, you are the experience. The person is what you're leveraging to unlock the experience that was already inside of you. The feeling when I say unlock. That part right there, Ginger. You guys with me? That part right there. That part right there, Dash. Again, detachment is seeing things as they are without demanding that they conform to what you want them to be. It is the art of watching without grasping, of experiencing without clinging. Can you experience things without clinging? The spiritual being in you doesn't want to cling to anything because it's love. Love doesn't cling to things. It shines its light on things. You are pure love. Shine your light on things. Stop living out of lower mind. Stop living out of your ego and your persona and your reputation and all of those things, and shine your light on every single thing that you encounter because that's what it needs. Everything needs your light. Not your ego, not your persona, not your reputation, not your me. What do we say all the time? The three most difficult things in the world are not physical feats or intellectual achievements. The three most difficult things in the world. Can you return love for hate? Yes or no? If you say no in this moment, it's because you're still operating out of lower mind. Can you include the excluded? Yes or no? If you say no in this moment, it's because you're still operating out of lower mind. Can you admit that you are wrong? If you say no in this moment without some condescending tone, if you say no in this moment, it's because you're still operating out of lower mind. All right. Um, I want to go deeper, but I gotta save. Yeah. So I said that the three most difficult things in the world, are not physical feats or intellectual achievements. Number one, returning love for hate. Why is that so important? Because God's testing you in that moment. And anything that you react to, you become. So if someone's giving you hate in that moment and you give hate back to them, how did it make you better than them? How did it make you better? How are you any different? If they give you hate and you give hate back to them, you just became a reflection of the person. Not only that, when you say, I don't want to give love to that person, coach, they gave me hate. I don't want to give love. Well, when you don't give love to them, you're also not giving love to yourself. Because in that moment, when you entertained the thought to not give them love, you simultaneously blocked love's presence in your own life. So I could make the argument that you gave yourself a bigger punishment than they ever could have. That person was giving you anger in that moment because in that moment they were disconnected from their divine essence. You got to wake up. They were sick in that moment. Anytime that you are not operating out of your divine essence, you're not well in that moment. So when I look at this person giving me anger, why would I want to give anger back to them? Because when I give anger back to them, I'm become a reflection of what I'm giving them. I'm no better than the person in that moment. No better. How are you better? To include the excluded. Maybe because everyone isn't as attractive as you. Maybe they're not as smart as you. Maybe they're not as handsome or as charismatic and all of these things as you. Maybe they're not the most popular person or whatever the case may be. Maybe they've been bullied and picked on and all of those things. And then you see that person and you say, no, I don't want to invite them. They're not popular. I don't like the way they dress. No, what you're doing in that moment is you're being a reflection of the world. You're looking at that person through your mental checklist. Not only are you not tapped into self-awareness in that moment, but you're looking at that person through your mental checklist. And you're saying they don't fit my mental checklist of what I think is beautiful and what I think is smart and what I think is handsome and what I think is fill in the blank. And so you reject the person, never realizing that when you reject the person, you're rejecting God because that person is an extension or reflection of him. That's what he's testing you on. He's saying, no, you're not ready. You're not ready at all. You don't even realize that you're rejecting me. You're not rejecting the person in your mind, dude, because you're operating out of lower mind at that time. You're saying I'm rejecting the person. You only see the person for what they are in that moment because only your spiritual essence will allow you to see around the person to see what's really occupying the person. In other words, what's at their center, what's at their essence. You're rejecting their persona or the way that they dress or the way that they look, never realizing that what you're rejecting in that moment is God himself. Wake up to that. Wake up to that. Wake up to that. The last thing is admitting that you're wrong without your ego being involved, without some condescending tone, without wanting to be right all of the time and just saying, you know what? I did this. I did that. I was wrong for that. That's so difficult for us. So hard for people to just admit that they were wrong. It's okay. It's all right to admit that you were wrong. You're going to be wrong a lot in life, and that's fine. It's part of life. But when you're operating out of your ego, the ego never wants to be seen in a negative light. So you don't want to admit to this person that you were wrong because it thinks that you think that it diminishes you in value. No, it increases you in value. No one wants to be around the person that you can't talk to. No one wants to be around the person that always has to be right. No one wants to be around the person that never holds himself accountable. And every time you go to have a conversation with them, it transforms into some argument. Damn, you ain't never wrong. Ever. You always right. And anytime I try to bring something to you, it transforms into some whole argument. You're always defending your position. Always. It's okay to be wrong. So again, the three most difficult things in the world, most difficult, is to return love for hate, to include the excluded, and to admit that you were wrong without any condescending tone, and searching for understanding in that moment, feeling empathy and compassion in that moment. and just saying, you know what? I was dead wrong for that. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's called growth. It's called enlightenment. It's called love, right? All right. So you guys, we will go live inside of the community tonight. I want to finish this tonight. So we're going to pick up where I left off. You guys, tonight, we're going to go hard on this inside of the community tonight, because I got to make sure that that inside the Mindset Masters community, that we super have this. I didn't even really get started. Like, where I was getting ready to start is where we will be tonight. So we'll dive into that tonight. For anyone that's not a part of the Mindset Masters community, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery, just helping people to become unlocked, helping them to become unleashed, and helping them to become the greatest and most powerful versions of themselves. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? The book is a bestseller, and it is a game changer. My partners and I have created a community called Mindset Masters. And the purpose of Mindset Masters is, our mission and our purpose is to bring self-awareness and self-mastery to the world, because the world needs it. We've created something called motivational awareness. And motivational awareness is where motivation, inspiration, self-awareness, and self-mastery all intersect. And what we've learned through our coaching with our private clients and different things like that, what we've learned is that this particular brand of awareness that we teach, it's something about it that helps people to become unlocked, coupled with the way that we bring the information over to you. It just helps people to become unlocked, and everyone becomes unlocked in their own way, in God's divine timing. But here's the point not to be missed. If you are ready to become the strongest version of yourself, the most powerful version of yourself, if you're ready to understand what fear is and how to dominate fear, if you're ready to stop living out of your story, if you're ready to stop allowing your past to dictate your future, if you're ready to get locked into and understand what it's all about, what's the purpose of my life, what's the meaning of my life, I want to stand in my purpose. I want to no longer be, because emotional bulletproofing is a big one for us in this community. And emotional bulletproofing is just when you no longer allow things outside of you to affect you externally. Because anything that you react to, again, you become, that's number one, but nothing can affect you outside of you unless you allow yourself to be affected. And most people just don't realize that. And anytime that you're operating out of lower mind, that's pretty much what's happening to you. So if you are ready to transform and become the greatest version of yourself, coupled with being able to have access to me as your life coach, as your mentor, and as your accountability partner, and you're going to get 2 other coaches as well. Just get signed up today. The community is amazing. It's the number 1 community on social media for growth and transformation and self-awareness. You won't find anything like it in self-mastery. You won't find anything like it. So type me in the comments right now if you guys are ready to take the next step and transform and become the greatest version of yourself. Also, you guys can get signed up today for free. Inside of the community, we're doing a free 7-day trial. So I would just encourage you to go sign up for your free 7-day trial. Get signed up for your free 7-day trial. And then at the end of 7 days, if you want to stay, stay. If not, no love lost, but you don't lose anything. And that's the beautiful thing about it. You won't lose anything. So you guys can go to my homepage, and you're going to see free 7-day trial. Click the free 7-day trial, get signed up. It's going to probably take you 30 to 60 seconds to get signed up. You'll be inside of the community. All positivity. There is zero negativity inside the community. You will not find one fiber. So if you don't bring anything else, just bring your positivity. But what we don't entertain in the community is negativity. You will not find it. There's enough of that on social media and on all of these other platforms where we just don't tolerate it inside of the community. Doesn't matter who you are. You will be exited from the community and banned from the community immediately. We only do love and light in the community and positivity. Again, there's enough negativity in the world. We don't need it in the community as well. But if you guys are ready to get signed up, take your free 7-day trial, take the community on a test drive. Let me know how you like it. And at the end of your 7-day trial, you could stay, or no commitment, no obligations, no any of that. The community is wonderful. It's amazing. You guys will love it. And I will see you guys inside of the community. If anyone has any questions regarding the community, go ahead and ask me right now. Other than that, I'll see you guys tonight on the live stream. Unique, awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, we're going in tonight, you guys. Tonight we're starting. I didn't get to where I wanted to get to with respect to today's live, but I will 7 p.m. Central tonight, Kay. 7 p.m. Central tonight, you guys. 7 p.m. Central. We are going hard. I'm diving right in, deep end at a swimming pool tonight. Yep, Juliet, I'll see you tonight. Eastern, that'll be 8 for you, Kay. Yep, that'll be 8 for you, Kay. Yeah, I will see you guys tonight. I'm diving straight in. I didn't get to go right where I wanted to go, but I'm doing that as soon as we get in tonight. Go to my homepage and you'll see free 7-day trial. And again, I do private live streams inside of the community every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we do exclusive live streams in there. Not only that, all of my live streams are archived. Crazy Donut, I see you. Crazy Donut, I sent you a message. Did you get it? All of my live streams are archived inside of the community. So you guys will see everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. But we're going deep sea diving tonight. Bring your scuba gear, submarines, killer whales, whatever it is you have. Bring everything. We're going deep. No life jackets, safety jackets. We're going to the bottom of the ocean. I will see you guys tonight inside of the community. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed. You so welcome, Red. You so welcome. I'm telling you, bring the swimming ducks. Bring everything you got. Just go to Home Depot. Go wherever you got to go. Grab everything you can grab. Bring it to the community tonight. We're going hard. I will see you guys tonight. Yeah, Crazy Donut. I sent you a message just letting you know to get signed up inside of the community. It's going to ask you guys probably for a debit card or a credit card. It's not because it's going to charge it. You can have a zero balance on there. You can have no balance on there. It doesn't matter. You can have a negative balance on there. It doesn't matter. It's just asking you to use a credit card or a debit card so that we know you're a real human being with a heartbeat, so that there's no robots or bots or whatever they call them that's signing up inside of the community and all of these fake things. That's all it is. But nothing will be charged. Other than that, I will see you guys tonight. Stay prayed up. Go hit the gym. Go get your workout in. Get you something to eat. It's Friday. Yeah, Crazy Donut. That was basically the message that I sent you. Just letting you know that it is free. There's no strings. There's no anything. I'll see you guys tonight. You guys stay prayed up.